We can throw some dirt on Handshake Gate because everyone involved had a chance to talk on the record yesterday to clear this thing up once and for all. And, you know, Richard Sherman was caught red-handed in a lie about Baker Mayfield not shaking his hand. So we're going to start with Richard, who was on with our good friend Pat McAfee yesterday morning, and Sherman was asked if he would apologize to Baker Mayfield or if he'd simply just move on. Here's Sherman from McAfee's show.
It's definitely my bad. I never want anybody to have to deal with some stuff that they didn't do. And so, the questions that he's going to get and the annoying nonsense questions about some stuff that happened in a game that's already been done. Sure, he'll get an apology for that.
Hey, here's the thing. He calls it annoying nonsense questions. He made the thing into an issue.
Yeah.
It's not annoying or nonsense when he goes over the top claiming that the guy snubbed Richard Sherman when, in fact, the indisputable visual evidence tells us that he didn't. And, Chris, look, Richard Sherman had no real options but to acknowledge that he did it. I still like the fact that he didn't continue to push the idea. Although he did mention he felt disrespected, regardless of what the interaction was, he did acknowledge that he intends to apologize to Baker Mayfield. So I got to give him some credit for that.
Yeah, I give him credit for that, too. At least, he didn't let this continue to fester and become an issue and try to make some BS reason to justify it. He took accountability to a degree for his actions. To like you said, he was more disappointed in the fact that now Baker is going to have to deal with the questions. Okay, yeah, that you should apologize for that. Also, on top of lying that you were not snubbed, and as far as the handshake and all of that, he kind of skirted that little issue to a degree. But either way, it was a good start, and I hope he did reach out to Baker Mayfield because it was a bunch of nonsense, totally created by him.
Well, and Baker Mayfield was asked after practice on Wednesday whether or not he had heard from Richard Sherman. Here's what Mayfield had to say when he was asked that question by reporters.
I haven't had my phone on me. Just got out of practice, but I just heard that. It's nice of him.
Did that bother you at all when he said what he did, that you didn't shake his hand and all that?
No. I know what I did, but that's, the one time the camera and something recording me is, gone in my favor.
Did you in any way intend to snub him? Were you aware?
No. I respect him, who he is as a player. He's a great player, has been for a while. In no way did I mean it like that.
Baker Mayfield takes the high road and has a little fun with the fact that, he's been caught on camera doing some stuff that got him in trouble in the past. And
That's
this time
why he's
around,
great. That's why he's great.
Yeah, the camera never lies. And this time around, the camera showed that someone else was lying. And, Chris, look, he's brash. And sometimes he says things he shouldn't. And he's a work in progress.
Right.
We're all a work in progress. And at 22, 23, I had a hell of a lot to learn. And I had a hell of a lot to do by way of maturing and developing. And we're kind of seeing it before our eyes, especially with a young franchise quarterback. These kids are growing up in a national spotlight. And there are going to be hiccups. And there are going to be problems. And there are going to be issues. And I think we need to be willing to give anyone who's that age, who finds himself thrust into that kind of a spotlight, some sort of a benefit of the doubt. And I like the fact that Baker Mayfield is self-aware. He's far more self-aware, quite frankly, in his early 20s than Richard Sherman is in his early 30s.
Well, yeah, and especially when Richard Sherman was in his early 20s, that's not even comparable. But that's what's refreshing about Baker Mayfield, the fact that he can kind of take a shot at himself there as far as, the video comment. He is, he handled himself right there the right way. He took the high road, certainly. If I was Baker Mayfield and Richard Sherman did reach out to me, I wouldn't respond. I'm just going to say that. I would let it be at that. I would not try to appease Richard Sherman and let him think things are all good and cool. He could reach out and apologize, and that's fine and dandy, but he's not getting oh, thanks for reaching out, return text or anything like that. No, it would take everything in me to be no, screw you. Thanks for this for the last 24 hours of my life to have to deal with this crap. But either way, listen, Baker Mayfield, he's brash. That's the only thing you could say negative about him. Maybe he did national commercials too early on in his career before he's, earned the pelts on the horse, as we like to say.
No, you like to say.
Well, if that's the only negative, though, that's a pretty good thing for 2019. And you made the point, right, Mike? I mean, I lived it a little, and I grew up in it and knew what to expect, and still had issues at 23 and 24 with having money in your pocket and people trying to get at you and all the different things that go on in the world. It is a little loss of reality, certainly, when you're in that situation.
See, I would take the phone call from Richard Sherman. I would take the phone call. I would accept the apology. I would be gracious. And then at the very end, I would say, now, Richard, I'm going to call Mike Silver and tell him you never called me. That's what I would do.
So you made me think you were like a top-notch, stand-up guy there for a second. And I was like, oh, that was really good of you. And then you got into that.
Why wouldn't you want to just put the hatchet in this? There is a broader brotherhood of NFL players financially, from a health standpoint.
Sure.
You may be on the same team at some point.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you want to try to put this to rest?
He broke all those rules. There's no rules there. He broke the brotherhood. I mean, by the bull, the bull crap he tried to peddle to Mike Silver and double and triple down on tweeting. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe they meet each other sometime and they're on the same team, but they'll deal with it then. If I was Baker Mayfield, yeah, I would not respond. I just wouldn't. I would be a little bitter and really, like I said, just annoyed that it went this far and became an issue and he tried to paint me in that light.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.